I really became fascinated with the whole Sunnybrook area, and I started researching that and looking up Jacob Bielart and finding out what he was all about. And pretty interesting guy. The history behind it is almost as exciting as any ghost story.
Yeah. Absolutely.
In some situations, you have a ghost story that seems to be directly developed. You can see the direct lines from the original history. Did you find that with Sunnybrook? Because I read your original book, and it was from the perspective you were talking about before.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you go into it more in this book, but was there some direct correlation between the history and the stories?
Any event that would have led to why it's
haunted?
Freaky, scary, haunted? No. And that's an interesting thing. I mean, just like the gate, we know that a lot of the urban legends are true and to what the place was originally, but we don't know what act it was, which the gate I thought was another similar story. When Jamie told me the stories that she had heard and experienced about the Sunnybook Asylum, I thought, this is just an urban legend. It's a creepy place, just an urban legend. But it, upon going there, you could kind of see that something was going on. We were able to experience something was going on. The gate, I never experienced anything myself, but I've had so many vivid eyewitness testimonies, I guess you could say, that I'm pretty convinced that things are going on there as well. But finding the exact incident is, I mean, next to impossible in a lot of ways. Just like that's why it was so kind of profound when the house on Rainbow Road was, at least to some degree, maybe not explained, but you can actually point to something at least, finally.
There seemed to be a lot of blank area in the history too, because you had, after the Spirit Society moved out to California, you had that period where it became almost like a spa and resort area. But then there was kind of a period between that and it kind of burnt down, where you don't really have a lot of what went on and what the place was used for.
Have you been back to Sunnybrook since they poured out the buildings?
I've been back in that area. There's now a whole development there, and it's really interesting because the place, you could look on Google Earth, Google Maps, and see roughly where the buildings were, where the really creepy things would happen, is right about where a playground is now. And according to a lot of accounts, I think it might even be kind of confirmed at this point, Jacob Bielart is buried on that land somewhere. I don't know. We don't know exactly where, but there's some guesswork on that. But it is still that area.